Good morning, MMA fans. So, news has come out that Michael Bisping is talking about possibly challenging Daniel Cormier after he fights GSP at UFC 217. If I have any opinions about this, I think I see what Michael Bisping's doing. My honest opinion is that he is avoiding fights with fighters who have huge knockout power. He doesn't seem so keen on fighting someone like Yoel Romero. He doesn't seem so keen on fighting someone like Robert Whitaker. And I think he's trying to end his career fighting fighters that don't pose a huge knockout risk for him. And also possibly try to win two belts, which is what he wants to do. Having the middleweight belt and then going up and challenging Daniel Cormier for the light heavyweight belt. I also think it's convenient for him, and I'm not saying that he set it up like this, but I do think it's interesting that he's not trying to take fights with any huge knockout artists. Robert Whitaker and Yoel Romero don't seem like they're going to be fighting Bisping anytime soon, but yet he is interested in fighting Georges St-Pierre and Daniel Cormier, who, as all fans know, do have knockouts on the records, but in the UFC are not big knockout artists. I have my doubts of whether Michael Bisping would have challenged Anthony Rumble Johnson if Anthony Rumble Johnson was holding the light heavyweight belt. And I also have my doubts of whether Michael Bisping would take on Yoel Romero or Robert Whitaker. And also I did make a video earlier saying that I predicted that Michael Bisping would never fight Luke Rockhold again. I'm going to stick by that prediction, even though it is a bold prediction to say that someone will never do something or will never accept a fight in the UFC. But I think I have a point here where I know Michael Bisping is trying to get certain matchups that are favorable. GSP and Daniel Cormier are not easy fights at all. But one thing you have to keep in mind is they're also not fights for Michael Bisping that are extremely dangerous. In no moment in the fight with GSP or Daniel Cormier do I see one of them jumping up and clocking Michael Bisping in the head with a flying knee. And nor do I see them landing even a shot that could change the fight. I have heard rumors that Georges St-Pierre is hitting hard at middleweight and etc. I don't really know or believe if that will actually pose a danger to Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping can still lose these fights, but if you think about it, they're, in terms of him getting knocked out, they're relatively low risk. So if this is Michael Bisping's strategy of how to end his career, take big fights with guys who aren't gonna pose huge knockout risks, then you know it's smart on him. Good for him. But these type of fights won't be as exciting, I believe, as if he were to take on Yoel Romero. or even someone like Anthony Rumble Johnson at light heavyweight. Even though Anthony Rumble Johnson is retired, you guys get my point. So that's my opinion on this thing. I don't know if Michael Bisping is dodging contenders or fights that pose knockout risks to him, but it is interesting that he is taking the options that are more wrestling based fighters rather than these knockout artists. And honestly, if you think about what he suffered in his career, I think it is a smarter move if that is his strategy. Alright, well, that's just my opinion. Please leave yours. Please like and please